Good morning everyone, welcome again. As you all know, in our previous video we were discussing about brain in central nervous system, and in that about forebrain we have already discussed. So today let's start with midbrain. So let's start midbrain. Midbrain is relatively small in size and it connects the hindbrain with the forebrain. A few neural centers related to some special reflexes and visual and auditory sensations are found here. An important part of midbrain known as reticular activating system, and it's responsible for our arousal and attention. It makes us alert and active by regulating sensory inputs. It also helps us in selecting information from the environment. So the midbrain extend DS from the pons to the densiphalon and about 2.5 cm long. It acts as a pathway for impulses to be conducted between the brain and the spinal cord, and it associated with the vision, hearing, motor control, sleep, wake, arousal and temperature regulation. And it's also helpful in screening of information before it reach high brain structure. Here is about functions of midbrain. The midbrain serves important functions in motor movements, particularly movements of the eye and in auditory and visual processing. So dopamine produced in the substantia nigra and ventral tegmental area plays a role in excitation and motivation. So two parts are here about tentum and tegmental. So these are important part of midbrain also. The midbrain has to relay information for vision and hearing. So these are functions of midbrain. Next is hindbrain. Hindbrain, let's start its parts. Cerebellum. The highly developed part of the hindbrain can be easily recognized by its wrinkled surface. As you can see here, wrinkled surface. It maintains and controls posture and equilibrium of the body. Its main function is coordination of muscular movements, though the motor commands originate in the forebrain. The cerebellum receives and coordinates them to relate to the muscles. It also stores the memory of movement patterns so that we do not have to concentrate on how to walk, dance or ride a bicycle. Here you can see second largest portion of the brain. It is the second largest portion of the brain located beneath the posterior part of the cerebellum. A deep groove known as transverse fissure separates cerebellum to cerebellum and aids in coordinating voluntary body movement and maintaining balance and equilibrium. Next part is external structure. So here is about external surface called cerebellar cortex, look like a butterfly, constricted area called vermis. The lateral wings or lobes called cerebellar hemisphere that is interconnected by a narrow portion called vermis. So each hemisphere consists of lobes separated by deep fissures. Next is division of end layers of cerebellum. Two parts you can see here, anterior lobe and posterior lobe. Anterior lobe both regulates and posterior lobe both regulate subconscious aspects of skeletal muscles movement. This is a part of human brain that lies in a posterior cranial fossa inferior to occipital lobes, and 10% weight of entire brain it has, and 50% of neurons. So this is about cerebellum we have talked about. Next is pons. Pons, it is connected with medulla on one side and with the midbrain on the other side. Our nucleus, a neural center of pons, receives auditory signals relayed by our ears. It is believed that pons is involved in sleep mechanism, particularly the sleep characteristics by dreaming. It contains nuclei affecting respiratory movement and facial expressions also. So means bridge, connects the cerebellum to the rest of the brain. It's like a bridge. Pons, like a bridge, lies between midbrain above and medulla below in front of cerebellum. Like medulla, it is also sensory tract and motor tract. Contains nuclei that deals with respiration, swallowing, bladder control, hearing, equilibrium, eyeball movement, facial expressions, etc. These are functions of pons. Next is medulla oblongata. Medulla, it is the lowest part of the brain that exists in the continuation of the spinal cord. It contains neural centers which regulate basic life supporting activities like breathing, heart rate and blood pressure. This is why medulla is known as the vital center of the brain. It has some centers of autonomic activities also. So it's the lowest part of the brain, as I told you, stem and continuation of superior portion of the spinal cord, situated at the base of skull. Starts from the foramen magnum and extends to the inferior border of the pons at distance about 3 cm. The ascending and descending sensory and motor white matrix nerves connecting brain to spinal cord pass through medulla oblongata. So this is a function of medulla oblongata. So today we have discussed about parts of the brain. Next time we will move further and we will discuss about spinal cord. Thank you.